Sisters who watch. Sisters who watch. Sisters who watch.
Paradise.
Hey y'all, hey, welcome to Sisters Who Watch.
Hello, I'm Shelby.
And I'm Laura, and we're sisters who watch everything. TV, movies, sports, concerts, and even thrillers. Yes, we love to watch and we love talking about it even more. Today we're watching Paradise.
Paradise, season 2 of the hit Hulu drama thriller series. Post-apocalyptic series. Sci-fi series, whatever you want to call it. There's
political,
political
everything,
thriller.
Murder mystery, everything. It is wild. Yes, and before we get into this episode, please make sure you're giving Sisters Who Watch 5 stars. 5 stars wherever you listen. Rate, download, subscribe. Follow us on both Apple Podcasts and Spotify so you get updated when we post new episodes. And follow us on all our social media platforms at Sisters Who Watch. We really appreciate your support. Okay, y'all. Let's get into it. Shelby, can you give us a background for Paradise?
Yes. Here is the log line, as always. A Secret Service agent investigates the murder of a former president in a seemingly peaceful community.
I can't. So good. So good.
And I feel like that relates more to season 1. But
yes,
the aftermath of that unfolds in season 2. And this stars the iconic Sterling King Brown.
Love.
And it has a good ensemble cast around him. Sarah Shahi, Julianne Nicholson, Nicole Bryden Bloom, fellow Sacred Heart Greenwich alum.
I know, we know her.
James Marston, Chris Marshall, Terry, played by Anuka Akuma. Just really great ensemble cast. Thomas Doherty, a new actor for the season. Link. You also have Shailene Woodley joining season 2. Just really good ensemble cast. And this was created by Dan Fogelman, who hopefully you all have seen This Is Us, one of our favorite shows, I'd say.
Yes.
And he really brings that same kind of twists, thrills, anticipation to the story, even though This Is Us was more like family drama. But Paradise, you really never know what's happening.
Never.
Ever. Keeps you on your toes.
Never, ever, ever. I cannot. Yes. And Shelby, our fellow Sacred Heart Greenwich alum, Nicole Bryden Bloom, we talked about this on our last episode, but she's married to Jennifer Aniston's ex-husband, Justin Theroux, and they just had a baby. Did you hear about this?
No. Breaking news, hot off the press.
Yes. So, as you know, I watch What Happens Live, starring Andy Cohen, to get my Bravo news. And Kate Hudson and Justin Theroux were on an episode together. I was like, I'll just watch it, whatever. I like Kate Hudson. And Andy was like, Justin, congrats on the new baby. And I was like, baby? I was like, our Sacred Heart sister had a baby because they just got married like a year ago. So, yeah, they just had a baby like a few weeks ago.
Whoa.
Isn't that wild? Yeah. So, congrats Nicole Bryden Bloom on her new baby.
Yeah.
Isn't that wild?
Good for her.
Yes. Okay, Shelby. Besides being excited, every time I see Jane, aka Nicole Bryden Bloom, it's crazy because like we actually went to school with her. Like every time I see her on the screen, I'm like, oh my gosh, like we literally went to high school with her.
It's real.
Her younger sister, Ava, was in my grade, so I knew her sister like pretty well. And we did the broadcast journalism program together because their dad, David Bloom, I think it's David Bloom, was like a famous broadcaster. So yeah, I like knew her sister relatively well in school. So it's just so crazy to think about.
It's crazy. And Nicole was a few years ahead of me, but I remember as maybe like a freshman, she was a senior-ish, I want to say. And like, I think she was like the anchor of Today from the Heart. Like, so it was interesting, like seeing her as, she was very nice, but kind of as like that senior who was like very accomplished and doing the things and had that energy. Like, I'm not surprised she's an actor. Like seemed like she was going to do things for sure.
Yeah. So it's wild to see her on this huge show. And we talked about this last season. This was the first thing I'd ever seen her act in. And she's like a very main central character on the show. And I feel like Jane had an even bigger storyline this season. So yeah.
Love it for her.
Yeah. So very excited to see. One of us made it out and she's doing the thing. She's doing 100%. The thing. Yeah. So what were your expectations coming in to season 2 of Paradise?
Hi.
Very.
Season 1 came last year like a cannon. I was like, whoa. Like all of a sudden everyone was talking about it. It was so buzzy. It was like, oh, I need to watch. And I really liked the first season. It was definitely one of the best things I saw last year. And so there was a high bar. And particularly, I was like, okay, what's going to be the twist this year? Because the twist last year was that they're all living in a bunker. And there's like a world out there, and Terry, his wife's alive. And so I was like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? And so I was just curious to see how they were going to build upon the success of season 1, because season 1 was so good.
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
Like you, very high expectations, kind of as high as they could be, because I don't know if it was for you, but Paradise was my number 1 show of last year.
Oof.
And I just loved the first season.
It was not my number 1 because, I discovered Outlander last year. So that was my number 1, but it was high. And I really was just impressed by the acting. Of course, Sterling K. Brown just always
he gives us to us every time.
Every time. We're fed every time he's on screen.
Yeah.
But also, you really are trying to see, like, who do you trust? Who are you rooting for? I think they do a good job of creating, like, confusion and distrust.
Right.
And you're trying to understand these characters, and you get more context, like, oh, Sinatra acts like that because, she's still traumatized over her son's death. And you're, like, trying to understand and, like, humanize and empathize with these characters. And it's like, Yeah. And you're also kept on your toes. You're like, okay, who killed the president? Like, what's going on?
Right. Yeah, I think that season 1 was just chef's kiss amazing. I loved it so much. And so I think season 2, but season 1 got us excited for season 2 because we're like, Terry's alive. He's going to find his wife. He's leaving the bunker. Let's go. So I think they set up season 2 really well. Because we already kind of knew what we were expecting from season 2 a little bit. So this season, right, we start out Sterling's leaving the bunker. Right, from last season. And we also meet, the first thing we see, we meet Shailene Woodley.
The entire first episode is about her.
Yes.
Which is
and when they
really bold.
announced that she was joining the cast, because they announced that months ago, what were you excited? Were you like, oh my gosh, like what were your thoughts when they announced Shailene Woodley in the cast?
I was not a Divergent person. I think I don't know if I've seen any of those movies, to be honest. I did watch like The Hunger Games and Twilight, but Divergent just never hit for me. I didn't read those books. And I do think Shailene Woodley's talented, but her character, Amy Juergens, on The Secret Life of the American Teenager, was one of the most annoying characters I've ever watched on screen.
Yeah.
So whenever I see her or hear her name, I think of that. So I feel bad. She probably is a great person, but I see her and I'm like, ugh, I'm like triggered thinking about that show. Yeah. She kind of made that show unbearable.
That's funny. I feel like Shailene Woodley, I mean, I wasn't particularly excited. I don't know. She just has like that. She plays annoying characters. She has that thing about her.
And the other thing, now that we're talking about it, she was in a relationship with Aaron Rodgers.
Yes, which I was going to say that.
Which is a red flag. That should be warning sign.
Yes. I was also going to say that. She also famously dated Aaron Rodgers, who is a red flag. And them dating. I remember being like, interesting Shailene Woodley. And I did watch the Divergent movies because Hunger Games and Divergent were really popular when I was like in middle school. So I read the books. Everyone was reading them. Everyone saw the movies. So I did see them.
You read the Divergent series?
Yes.
Wow.
Maybe not all of them, but at least one of them. But yeah, like I just am not the biggest Shailene Woodley fan. Every time I see her, she just plays annoying characters. She has this annoying thing about her. Maybe it's her face, like
annoying character.
Her voice, she just gives kind of annoying. So I wasn't particularly excited, and then I was like, oh, this whole episode's just her. Like she has that like kind of sad girl, irritated like face or look that is just like I don't know what it is, but yeah, the first episode was wild.
It was a great episode.
Graceland, you're like, what is happening? Yeah, it was good, and the little girl is like going to Graceland and taking notes for her mom. I was just like, what is this? What did you think of this first episode? And we get Annie's background.
I was surprised because
Yes.
everyone's like thinking we're gonna see Xavier Collins, but we did not.
Right.
But I do think to successfully do like kind of a standalone episode like that is hard, and I think they achieved it.
Mm-hmm.
Like Severance season 2 had that standalone episode on Patricia Arquette's character, and I was
falling asleep,
ready to move on. Like, couldn't tell you what happened. So I do think it's hard to do a standalone episode on a character, but this was really well executed, mostly because you're like, what's going on? And you realize, okay, we're learning about how her character came to be. Her mom loved Graceland, and in turn, like, she loved it. And when her mom died, she wanted to become a doctor and was struggling, so left and ended up getting a job at Graceland and is working as a tour guide at Graceland when the world is ending. Happens. And she and the security guard hunker down, get all the things, and then stay in Graceland during basically the apocalypse. And so it was really fascinating.
Yeah.
And I thought it was a good look at like survival instincts, being there for each other, knowing how to survive. And I thought it was like a fun setting. It's like Elvis Presley's home. So I thought it was really clever. And then I thought it was wild when Link and his crew show up and you're nervous. I'm nervous for Shailene. Like, oh my gosh, who are these people? This was a pleasantly surprise. And again, they kind of like tricked us. You think she's hiding in the house, hoping they don't find her. They find her and she like headbutts and kicks and gets upset. And Link's like, I'm not trying to hurt you. Da da da.
Right.
And then she ends up realizing like, oh, these are like good people. It's kind of like vigilantes that are just trying to, stop this and bring the Earth back.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought it was a really good first episode. I was surprised because I was just trying to figure out what's happening. And I thought it was a good way to show what was happening on the outside world while they've all been in the bunker, basically.
Yes.
It was a good lens into that.
Yes.
And then we see why it's important that we learn about Link and Shailene, because they get intimate and she gets pregnant. Crazy. I did not see that coming.
Oh, I knew it. I was like, she's gonna get pregnant. I immediately clocked it. I'm like, they're absolutely. I'm like, do they even have like? I don't think condoms exist anymore. I'm like, they're not thinking about that. She's absolutely getting pregnant.
When your life is on the line, you're not thinking about that. What did you think about them like having a relationship? Because he was kind of young, and she kept giving references, and he was like, "What?"
Yeah, he's like 25, and she's probably like, at least in her early mid-30s. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things like neither of them have like Shailene hasn't seen another person in like 3 years.
Crazy.
And it seems like he probably like barely interacts with women. I just think they're like, oh my gosh, an attractive young person. And I think they were just like kind of desperate. Mm-hmm. And they're like, oh, like especially it seemed like Shailene, she was like, oh well, I'm probably never gonna see this guy again. Like, who cares? Let's just do this. Mm-hmm. So I wasn't surprised. Like we kind of knew what was happening, and I also knew she's gonna get pregnant. Like I was.
Were you sad that she didn't go with him? He was like, come with me, and she locked herself in the room and decided.
I don't know why she did that. Like, why do you think she did that? Was I surprised? No, but I was like, that's stupid. You'd rather be alone in this house and do nothing.
Like distrusting, even though like he tried to like show that he was a good person. Like you said, she had been alone for years.
Yeah.
Don't really know who these people are. You kind of just have to trust them. And then when she eventually meets Agent Collins, he's like, oh, I'm going to go ask for help. And she's like, no. Like she was not very trusting of other people.
Yeah.
And it's sad because that ended up, I think, kind of leading to her death, low-key. Spoiler.
Yeah. What did you think? Because the whole episode, I'm like, how is Xavier Collins?
Yes, how is this going to connect?
How are they connected?
You're trying to like understand.
And then we don't really find that out until, well, we see at the end of episode 1, we see Shailene like go up and touch. Yeah, go into the woods. She sees a crash. She's like, what is that? So she goes up and then she finds Xavier.
Agent Collins on the ground,
Yes.
But
so
then
dramatic. The second episode,
the cliffhangers.
We get more background on like how did Xavier get there? Right.
This show is the king of doing that. They literally each
Classic
episode
This
was
Is
like
Us.
a different character or world,
Yeah,
and you're like
POV.
trying to figure out how it's all going to connect.
Yes. I think this, I remember, especially in like the last 2 episodes, I'm like, there's like 12 different storylines happening.
A lot going on.
There's a lot going on. But I think it was successful. When we'll talk about, you know, the stuff later, I have a couple question marks, but for the most part, I was into the chaos, all the different storylines. So Xavier, he's like, I'm leaving the bunker and I'm finding Terry. I'm going to Atlanta. And then he like is on the plane and he crash lands on the border of Arkansas and Tennessee,
which apparently is a dangerous part of the country right now, because there's a lot of people, like it seemed like when Link and his friends visited, there's parts of the country that are trying to sustain and create communities, and there are others that are like fending for themselves and fighting.
Yeah.
And that's where, of course, Agent Collins lands. So he's not in Atlanta, which is where he was heading to find Terry. He ends up in this place, and a group of kids find him.
Which was so interesting.
Yeah,
it's just
again,
like
really like smart writing, because it's like, what happens when kids are left by themselves?
Yeah, they're on a field trip and the apocalypse happens. What, you know, they don't know how to find their parents. You can't find your parents in that situation.
Crazy. And so they've been fending for themselves, and so they initially just want Sterling's stuff, but then help him because there are like bad guys coming, and they're like, oh, we, you know, don't want you to get hurt. Yeah. And so they're living in like a boat or a train or a plane.
Yeah, a boat.
And they like don't really speak because they're like, shh, that's how they'll hear you. And it's just kind of eerie. It was a little creepy.
Yeah, it was. It was. Sterling beats up these guys who were trying to kill him.
And the kids get freaked out. And you can tell the kids are a little odd because of what's happened. Because one guy's like, can I have your coat when you die? Like the kids clearly they've been through a lot.
Right, because they have, if the apocalypse happened 3 years ago. And how old do they look? Like 8 or 9?
Yeah.
It's like they don't have social skills. Like they didn't grow up in a normal world, right? That's what they say about the pandemic kids. Like we were kind of the last generation, Shelby, to like fully kind of grow up, right? Go to high school, college without the pandemic. And now like a lot of these kids, like, you know, their core years were spent at home and behind a screen. So interesting parallel. So yeah, it was interesting seeing the kids like not really be able to function and speak and communicate normally. Yeah. And then the kids abandoned Sterling. What did you think of that? And they took his stuff. Dog eat dog.
Brutal. His like map to find Terry, like all this stuff. I think the only thing they left was like the family photo, which I was glad.
Sad.
But I think that showed like, oh, this is about to be a hard journey. And Sterling's injured, and then he's trying to like get away and passes out, and that's when Shailene finds him. And then cut to Shailene taking him back to Graceland, and he's like handcuffed, and he's like, what are you doing? And she's like, you're gonna take me to Colorado, because she wants to find her man Link, who she should have just gone with in the first place.
I know, that was stupid of her.
But they bond, and like Sterling convinces Shailene that we have to go to Atlanta first, and then I'll take you and your baby to Colorado, but I have to find Terry. This is all about Terry. Terry. So then she's like, okay, fine. And so they start riding on a horse to Atlanta from Memphis.
How did the horse survive?
Yes. It came back somehow.
Like, where did this horse go?
Come on, animals. Surviving an apocalypse.
Yes.
And then on their way to Atlanta, they stop in a like abandoned diner to take a break. And they're talking about kids, and he teaches her how to like pretend swaddle a baby, and it's a good moment. And of course, you know the moment's not going to last.
Of course.
I had kind of heard a spoiler. Not basically that, oh my gosh, I can't believe someone saw someone say like, oh, I can't believe Shailene wasn't in the season that long after the first episode was all about her. And I heard that and I was like, what? And then I was like, oh my gosh, are they gonna kill her? I literally, if I hadn't heard that, I wouldn't have thought that, because it's like, she seems like a main character. Like, why would they kill her? And then basically her water breaks, she's in labor, and she like knows something's wrong because she's having like preeclampsia symptoms, and Xavier's like, I'm gonna go get help. So he runs. Classic
that was
Sterling
crazy.
K. Brown run.
I when he left, I was like, this boy, she was like, don't leave. And this is when she was like, you can't trust people, they're gonna hurt you, they're gonna kill, all this stuff. And I was like, she's kind of right. I'm like, you're this black dude running up in someone's house.
I'm screaming.
Oh no, I was concerned. But I think this season did a good job talking, like, good commentary about humanity and people.
You gotta believe
at the end of the day, like, right, there's a pregnant woman who's struggling in labor. Like, most people are gonna want to help, right? More people want to help than do bad things. I think that was kind of one of the gists
100%.
of this season, which I thought was really interesting. Right, it's the apocalypse, there's no money, like, what, this is just about surviving, like getting back to like your core humanness, you know? So yeah, at the end of the day, like, everyone kind of came together in crisis and was there to support each other. That was kind of like the thesis of the season. So I thought that was a really great moment, how all these people, after Sterling came running into their house, were like, okay, we'll help you. And then they all rush in to help give birth to Shailene's baby.
100%. I thought it was really good storyline. Yeah. But sadly, Shailene dies after giving birth. But
that was, I hadn't heard any spoilers, but I was shocked.
It was like 3 episodes in.
It was the 3rd episode.
Crazy. And we had one full episode only about her. Wild.
Yeah, it was wild. It was really wild. I was like, and then you see Sterling holding this white child. I was like, what is happening?
He couldn't believe it himself. He was like, not me trying to do the good thing, and then I'm stuck with a baby.
She's stuck with this baby. And she was like, you have to take him to his father. All this. I was like, oh my gosh, Sterling now has this baby. This is crazy. And he
has the father's like ID, student ID, because he had given that to Shailene. I was like, please.
I can't.
So that was travel to Atlanta with the baby.
Yeah. One of my favorite scenes, Sterling's on the horse and he has the baby in his chest. And it's like, what's happening? And it's like city limit Atlanta. I was like, how do you get to Atlanta so fast on horse?
My only complaint about the season, the timelines.
Yes.
Particularly for travel. How they were on horseback and got places so quick. How they got on a train from Atlanta to Colorado so quick. I'm like,
in like a day.
Like, that was my only thing. The timing, you kind of just have to suspend disbelief. Right, but I was like,
because it seemed like, I don't remember exactly, but it seemed like that same episode, they might have like jumped a day or so, but it was like, she gives birth, Sterling has a baby, and then he's walking with the horse into Atlanta city limit with the baby. I'm like, how did that happen so quickly? Yeah. So
that is a critique. But
yes.
So then after all that, we go to the bunker. And then we see Sinatra recovering from Jane shooting her. And then the new president is just so mad. He's like, Sinatra's covering things up, you know. You can be mad at Sinatra, but it's crazy that she just like was shot and recovering, and you're like taking her to a lie detector.
Interrogating her.
That was crazy. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
like,
literally.
I know she's kind of a baddie, but I was like, that's insane. But I guess.
Oh yeah.
People are losing their minds, and so this was honestly, my favorite part about the episode is Sinatra's doing the tests and Jane's in there, and her and Jane have a conversation, and Sinatra's like, no, I don't remember what happened, knowing well she does know that Jane shot her, but she's acting like she didn't because she's such a baddie. And then the president's getting annoyed, and Sarah Shahi, the therapist friend, is there and like not getting through to Sinatra. Like Sinatra's passing all the questions and they're like, how is she not lying? Like, this isn't right. So everyone's freaking out. And Sinatra's like, ugh, this guy needs a breath mint. And it's like a throwaway comment. You don't really know what that means.
Yeah.
But then later on, you have flashbacks about Billy, who Jane killed last season, and how he was hired by Sinatra to kill someone that she was working with.
Yeah.
And like a deal gone wrong. And when she's paying him, she's like, this was early on because you see like she was like young and nervous. And she's like, well, how do I get to work with you again? Or what do we do? And he was like, oh, just say something like, this guy needs a breath mint. Mm-hmm. And you hear that. And then all of a sudden you see Jane going for a run with the president. And usually you have other Secret Service agents, but no, it's just Jane, because after getting all the credit for saving everyone and finding out that
kicking Xavier out
is bad and all that, she's like the top agent. So she's like, no, I can just go alone with the president. So they're jogging, and then she slits his throat.
I was like, what? And how was she able to get the other secret service agent out there and frame her? I was like, there's no way she could have planned that. No way.
No, she didn't. But I think she was just gonna put an X on his back, just thinking like, oh, I'm just gonna frame it on one of the vigilantes who are anti-government. It just so happened the black woman showed up because she didn't trust Jane and was suspect. Then Jane pins it on her.
Terrible.
Like,
terrible.
Jane is
you
tough.
Hate to see it.
She's like really annoying. We'll get more background on her later, but I was like, Jane, dang it. But then I was like, not her following Sinatra's orders after she just shot her. They have such a weird relationship.
Yeah, and she was. What did you think Jane meant when she said, "You're no good to me if you're dead. You're no help to me if you're dead" to Sinatra? What did that mean?
It was making me think of all of these like weird relationships with like bosses, and like it made me think of Hacks Loki. Yeah, like Deborah and Ava. Like sometimes when you have that age gap where you could be mother-daughter, I guess, and it's like you have an unhealthy relationship, but you have a great working relationship. And that's what it was giving. Like, Jane was an executor, and she needed someone like Sinatra to give her orders. And when we see more of her background, we learn that her mother never really liked her. We learn that she was always looking for validation. Yeah. And Sinatra gave her that kind of purpose.
Yeah.
Oof. The dynamics there. Crazy.
Very, very crazy. So Jane gets away with killing the president.
And then Sinatra's in power again.
I can't. Crazy.
The president's former son, or no, the former president, James Marsden's son, is dating Xavier Collins' daughter.
He's so cute.
Cutie.
I'm like, what actor is that? I need to see him. He's Cutie so cute. Pie. And he looks just like him too. The casting.
No, the casting was great. And he's so cute. Is an activist, and because he's doing activism and trying to bring down the government because they're lying to us, they arrest him and bring him to like an underground prison.
It's crazy how it just shows you. I think this was also good commentary. Like, even we're building paradise, this utopia, and it's become this oppressive regime. Girl. Right? Anyone who's what he was doing wasn't really illegal. Like, he was just kind of mobilizing people and like trying to speak out.
They don't like activism.
Right.
They don't want to hear that what they've created is in paradise.
Right. So he gets arrested for, organizing and speaking out and holding protests. He gets arrested. Crazy. It's giving 2026.
100%. No, a lot of political commentary.
People are getting arrested for just, speaking up these days.
Saying they don't like ICE. They're being killed. So
I know.
It's really bad. And so basically the bunker is a mess because you have a lot of activists rising up and they're trying to thwart that. You have another president dead and now Sinatra in power, but people don't trust Sinatra fully.
Fair.
It's chaos.
And remember, they were talking about the second president was like, we need to do extra sun every day to help people, something like that. And they're like, we can't afford to do that, so there's not enough power. And someone was like, well, we have Sinatra's special project. And everyone was like, Sinatra's special project? What did you think of that when they said that?
It just showed Sinatra was thinking 20 miles ahead. Like,
clearly.
That's why, even though she was kind of a villain, I liked her character. Like, in the sense that she, I think, deep down was trying to help. Like, I do think she thought, okay, this is a good thing I'm trying to do. But I just loved, like, a woman in power. Like, so often, it's the men doing that, but she was running circles around everybody.
Yeah.
Every room she walked in, it was like, you quaked. It's like, you really see that. I'm like, kind of like Meryl Streep as Miranda Priestley. It's like, oh. Like, it was giving that energy.
That's so funny. Yeah. And then outside the bunker, Xavier gets to Atlanta. And
the mailman.
Yes, then, okay, but let's back up. We are introduced to this mailman, right? We get an episode where we are taken to Atlanta the day of the apocalypse. And this guy seems like the sad, kind of lonely, depressed mailman. He plays video games. He bonds with this, other gamers. And then they start talking about the end of the world, like doomsday planning. Crazy. And part of me is like, should we be doing this? Should we be planning for the apocalypse? Because I'm like, 100%. What would I do? What would I do?
Elon Musk and all these people have compounds.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
There's a reason. Like,
absolutely.
The ultra rich are thinking about this.
Yes. Because they can afford to, yeah.
Mom and I were catching up with family friends in Mississippi. I think it was for the family reunion. So you and Jason weren't there. And they were like, yeah, guys, there's like a run on guns here. And we were like, what? And like, well, people are like, stocking up on things and worried about like civil war. And I was like,
that's a fair concern.
It had me shook. And this was like 2023. Okay. This was 2024 or something like that. Like, this was years ago. But
before the election.
Think like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
There are people thinking like that. And to an extent, like, I always have like a case of water in my trunk. I have a emergency prepared kit in my trunk that our mom sent us. I have a fire hydrant in my trunk because I remember I went to the chiropractor and he was like, in LA, you always have a fire hydrant. I'm like, okay. So like, there's certain things I do have that I do think are important.
Yeah.
But I try to have food in my freezer. I don't want an empty freezer.
Yeah.
But I do think we should be stocked up 100%.
I know, but I'm just thinking like they had such a plan. They're like, okay, we're going to go here, go there. Like, where would I go? My apartment?
Watching that episode, it made me think I need to find a post office.
I know. I'm like, I need to find somewhere that's underground, no windows. So when we hit at Rich Shelby, we know what we're doing.
100%. I'm going to have an apocalypse room.
So we meet Gary. Gary's this loner. He's plotting for doomsday with his fellow gamer. And then it's happening. They're like, oh my gosh, it's happening, right? They gathered a nurse, like a plumber.
Yeah, like an engineer.
A gardener, yes.
They were thinking, who are the essential people that you need in an apocalypse? Really, honestly, it was smart. They weren't playing around.
Yeah, they were really thinking.
They were picking up eggs because they were going to use that to like make chickens. I was like, wow, like smart. They really thought of everything.
Really smart.
And
I know, I'm like, let me take notes.
100%. And then they are on their way picking up things. And then he's just like, I need to make one stop. Because on his route as a mailman, there was always like a house he would go to where a kid would be outside. And his family were drug addicts. So they were always yelling or fighting or not really taking care of him. And he was like, oh, we should pick him up. And then he goes there, goes inside. His parents are like drugged out on a couch. And he's like, do you want to come? And he was like, fine. And so he came, and then they make a stop to pick up eggs. One more stop. His friend is like, we got to go, man. It's happening. They make one more stop to get eggs. And then we see Terry.
I know. I was like, where does Terry come into all this?
She's trying to talk to Xavier, and the call breaks off, and then she's like frustrated, trying to figure out what to do, and then she sees that little boy in the street, and she goes to him like, "Are you okay? Where are your parents?" And then Gary and his friend come out, and they're like, "Come on, little boy, we gotta go." And Terry's like, "What is going on here?
Are these your parents?"
Yeah, and the little boy is like hugging onto Terry, looking like scared. So and they're like, "No, we're good. We're just trying to go to a da-da-da." And he's like, "Come with us." So then she joins their motley crew, and they go to this post office bunker. All go into the basement. They have food and water and blankets. Wow. And Gary's friend is like, "We weren't prepared for 2 more bodies. This isn't smart."
Yeah.
And Gary's like, "It's okay. And so then we see them literally over the years living in this post office.
Crazy. Yeah. And it was interesting when they went around the room introducing themselves, because they were all strangers essentially. And Terry was like, "I'm a mymologist," and she was like, "I study mushrooms." They're like, "Oh."
They're like, "Great, you're gonna be really helpful."
Yeah, I thought that was funny. And what did you think of Gary, being interested in Terry?
I think it just showed he wasn't used to like having connections.
Right. He just was
with anyone.
Lonely, and that's what him and his friend were saying. It's like, we want only the lonely people, right? Terry has a family. She has people that she's waiting for. And they didn't really like that, and yeah, Gary's just, I think he's not used to being around women, period. And he's not used to developing like real relationships.
The male loneliness epidemic.
I'm like, Gary represents many people in the US.
Plays video games.
Yeah.
And that's it.
And he's so miserable. And then when Xavier is back, he's threatened. He's like, "What? No, I don't want her to be happy with her true love, because that gets in the way of my happiness. I can't have that." And it's like, okay, delusional. Like,
so delusional. And so when Xavier shows up in Atlanta with the baby, Gary walks out and he's like, "Your wife's not here. She's been taken." And you're like, "What?"
I know, that I was like so confused,
because the last thing we saw was all of them like celebrating Christmas, opening gifts, and starting to be able to go outside and have a garden. Like, it seemed like everything was going well, and some of the people started to leave. Like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go work at the trading post." Everyone just started to grow and evolve because it had been years.
Yeah.
And the cracks started to show. Like, oh, we aren't one group of misfits anymore. Like, 2 people fell in love. There's 2 women. So it was like the oasis Gary tried to create was ending.
Yeah. And that scared him. It was the first time that both him and his gamer friend like felt important and useful. So the fact that Terry was like trying to use a radio to call Xavier, and then the gamer boy destroyed the radio, which was so terrible. And yeah, we soon find out that Terry wasn't taken. Terry chose to leave. She was like, "Gary, I need to go. I need to find my husband." And yeah, what did you think of that? The kind of the lie that he told Xavier, like, she was taken.
I think he was covering up 2 things, which we find out. One, he didn't want them to be reunited because he really liked Terry.
Yes.
And 2, he didn't want it to come out that he killed his best friend.
That was crazy.
That
was really crazy. So that must have like just happened recently, right? Because I was because the timeline wasn't 100% clear in the like at the post office. So because they're like, "Oh, this train just arrived. We need to scope it out." So it must have been like just a couple days or so, because it seemed like the train wasn't there for that long. So the 2 gamer boys, they go scope out the train, and what's the friend's name? I forgot. But then the gamer friend is like, "Oh, they're going to Colorado. This is perfect for Terry. It's going to take her so much quicker
Xavier,
to see her husband. This is perfect." And then Gary, his possessive self, shot him because he doesn't want
Terry to leave. He didn't want Terry to know that she would go to Colorado.
Oh
little
my
did
gosh,
he know,
toxic.
The little boy, Bay? What was his name? Bean.
Bean.
Bean sees it.
Yeah.
Beginning of the end for Gary.
I know. I was like, Gary?
And the crazy thing is, you see Gary in the beginning, right? He seems a little weird. But then you're like, oh, he's just like lonely. And so you start to be like, oh, maybe my hesitations about him are wrong. But then you see him do that and you're like, oh, Gary. Oh, you were like that the whole time. You just flipped.
I know. Brutal. That was so bad. That's when I lost it on Gary. I was like, oh no.
And for Gary. You wanted to like feel for him, but not anymore.
Not anymore. So then I guess, right, Terry and Bean leave. They're like, we're getting out of here. And so yeah, this all happened over a span of like a week to a few days.
But the issue is Gary, because he told that lie, Xavier thinks he needs to go to the train people, blow it up, and rescue his wife.
So he was setting Xavier up, right? To die. Right. I mean, so Xavier's making this bomb. I guess also to stall, right? Because Xavier spends like a day or two trying to make this bomb to cause a distraction and to get his wife back.
All while having a baby. And the crazy thing is, he knows he can't bring the baby to try and rescue Terry. And so he gives it to those two women instead of Gary. And Gary's like, why didn't you give me the baby? He's like, oh, I don't really trust you.
I know. I was thinking the exact same thing. You could tell Gary was an irritated. He was like, why won't you let me hold the child? You said you wouldn't let anyone hold the child. But then he was like, well, apparently Terry told these stories to the woman. And no, he would let the woman tell stories to Bean, something like that. And he was like, that's how I know that my wife really trusted someone. I was like, you better let Gary know what's up.
Xavier was a savage.
I know. And you could tell Gary was not happy about that.
Xavier didn't play.
Yes. So that was a moment I really liked. And they're like, oh my gosh, we'd do anything for you, Xavier. We love Terry so much. So it just shows like both Terry had such a big impact on those people. So then they go to the train. Xavier's like, I'm ready to blow this up and get my wife back. They try to steal her, all this stuff. And oh my gosh, like Gary's the worst. Gary tries to kill Xavier. He's like, Xavier, I'm so sorry. And he like pulls the trigger.
He detonates the bomb while he's like right by it. So then Xavier has to run.
Xavier's still holding it. So he's like, Xavier is such a boss.
It's like Jason Bourne.
And he runs, right? Secret Service agent. And he probably lost some hearing, but he's alive. He made it.
But then that causes a whole ruckus. And then everyone is like, who is this guy? Guns pointed.
Yeah.
And then Terry comes out of the crowd.
Terry's like, Xavier? Xavier? Oh, Shelby, when I tell you, when they reunited, I was like almost about to cry. I was like, I can't do it. I was like, this is too much. The reunion. It's been like 3-4 years in the making. Like, oh my gosh.
And I never gave up.
Never.
I was worried. Are they not going to have them reunite? Are they going to kill Terry? Like, I was nervous.
Yeah, that's what it was giving.
Ugh, I was so happy they didn't. Scared. What a build up. So good.
So good. Yeah, I was really happy for them that they finally got to reunite. And Terry's like, no, that's my husband. I know him. So they didn't hurt Xavier. I was like, they can't kill him. They can't kill him. But Terry's like, I have to go find Bean. I have to get Bean. Because Gary took him. This
happens, Gary takes Bean.
Oh my gosh.
Like, please.
And Gary's like, Terry goes in to talk to Gary. And Xavier's like, I'm not letting you. That guy's dangerous. He stole a child, all this stuff. And Gary's like, I would have never hurt Bean. And it's like, how? You abducted this child after he was out here.
You shot your best friend.
What do you mean? We can't trust you. You tried to kill Xavier. What are you talking about? I know.
Nothing,
so Xavier's on the roof with a sniper. He's like
ready to shoot. Gary is so lucky. Terry was like, Gary, just calm down. Like, she was really good. And honestly, I think it was nice that Gary didn't die, because I think, again, showing like human nature, people forgive.
Yeah.
And like he made a lot of bad mistakes.
A lot.
But Terry was still willing to forgive and saying, let him live.
Yes.
He has his own punishment. He's about to be all by himself again, you know?
I know. That's a cruel enough fate. And maybe he'll learn and grow. But you can't learn and grow if you die, you know?
No, you can't.
So I know I'm intrigued to see what Gary's fate will be.
Like, I don't think we're seeing from Gary again.
No, I don't think we're gonna see him again. But I'm curious if he's just gonna stay alone in the post office, or if he'll like meet someone.
Learns from it.
Yeah, I'm curious
to like. Maybe he's like, yeah, guys, I'm growing vegetables, and he brings them to the trading post and tries to like,
make amends, have community. Yeah. So that's the end of Gary. That's the last we see of him. They run to the train. They have Bean.
And then they get the baby.
They get the baby from the two women at the trading post.
Yeah. Xavier's like, baby, I have something to tell you. He's like, it's not what you think. There's a lot. But we have to go get a baby. And she's like, okay.
They're like, story. We have a lot to catch up on. Clearly. Yeah. They both now have 2 children.
2 white kids they have to take care of.
2 dependents. 2 white dependents.
Blended family.
Yeah, that was very funny. But they're on the train to Colorado. Crazy. We're on our way. After this crazy dream that we're on our way to Colorado.
The so ironic part is that they're on their way to go to this bunker where hopefully they can all be reunited and live. The bunker is falling apart.
That was crazy. Wait, and a lot of what people have been saying online is like, how did they get from Atlanta to Colorado so quickly?
That's what I said. That was my critique.
Yes, Atlanta to Colorado train. Like, how far is that? Okay, let's look up.
Because the way the episodes were edited, the bunker is falling apart just as the train's getting in. And it's like, and Link is showing up to bombard it. And it's like, I don't understand timing. Like, that was my only issue. It just felt like timing-wise, there's no way all these events would be coinciding.
Right. So, I just Googled it. Do you want to guess how long the drive from Atlanta to Colorado is?
Days.
22 hours.
Oh.
So if hypothetically, if the train is running,
honestly not as bad as I thought it would be.
Yeah, but it's like so it's basic. Yeah, it's 22 hours. So if the train is running constantly for a day, they get there in one day. That's not crazy, but it seems
but this is not your typical train in your typical time. Like, there's no way that train's running like Amtrak.
I know.
Bullet train. That is a slow train.
I know. It's not going 60 miles an hour.
You probably have to make stops. There's no way we're in apocalyptic times. Apocalyptic times. There's no way that train is running normally. So if it should take a day, it probably took 2 to 3, in my opinion.
That's what you would think. So hypothetically, they could have gotten there in a day, but it probably should take 2 to 3 days to get to Colorado from Atlanta. But how long do you think the bunker was going through this this fallout? Because it seems like it was happening for maybe a few hours, maybe 6 hours tops
max. It was very quick doom.
Right.
So basically, confluence of events. Link and his buddies show up trying to storm the bunker. Yeah. And Sinatra goes to meet with him, and it doesn't go well, and he's asking about Alex, which she gets a little triggered by. Yeah. And then the therapist asks about Alex, and she's getting triggered by, and you're like, who's Alex? And then so Sinatra is like, no, we're not letting them in, da 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 da. And then because of that, and Sinatra disappears, the people in the command center are like, well, we need to do lockdown because we do not want people coming in or something.
Yeah, them trying to break down the walls.
Break down the walls. Yeah. But then at the same time, Cal Bradford's hot son is escaping prison with the Black Secret Service agent.
Yes.
And the scientist who created all of this. Because they're trying to blow it up.
Yeah, and they were doing a prison break. Yes.
Yeah, and they're trying to blow it all up. They we gotta open the gates. And in order to do that, they were like, well, the fail-safe is if you break down the oxygen the doors will have to open to let oxygen in. So we'll just ruin the system.
Right.
Little did they know they're ruining the system, but upstairs they're making it so the doors can't open. So then the system fails. And this was a great line by James Marsden. He had like a little guest spot where it was a flashback. And it showed Cal Bradford and Sinatra and the scientists looking at the bunker before they went in, reviewing it. And Cal kept asking questions like, wait, so what happens if this happens? Or what if everything happens at once? And they're like, oh, that would never happen.
Yeah, impossible.
And he tells Sinatra, well, think about it. The Greeks thought and Romans thought they were too big to fail. And the Chicago Bulls dynasty, everyone thought nothing would ever change.
Yeah,
they have not been to the finals since Michael left. It was such a good monologue.
Yeah, that was a good moment.
And then, little do we know, all of a sudden, everything goes wrong at once. So Cal Bradford was right. Yeah. And so then they had to open the doors to let everyone in because the nuclear stuff was blowing up. And
they had to do the evacuation.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so then everyone's running and freaking out. And again, that's why it's crazy. The second Link gets to go in, the second Xavier shows up, the bunker is no more. It's no longer a paradise. Was it ever a paradise?
It's chaos. Everyone's running around. Sinatra's like...
she disappeared.
Yes, she disappears. And we finally find out what Alex is. Right. There's so many storylines happening at once. Also, both their daughter, Xavier's daughter, and Sinatra's daughter get trapped in an elevator.
Because when Cal Bradford's son goes missing, Xavier's daughter is like, oh, I gotta talk to Sinatra's daughter because maybe she'll know where he is.
Yes, we gotta find him. This isn't right.
They investigate together.
Yes,
and
but then they get trapped.
Going to investigate, right? The bunkers and there's lockdown, so they get stuck.
Right. So
Can't make it up.
So that was another crazy storyline. But Sinatra goes to see Alex, right? In the midst of a lot of this chaos. There isn't I'm like, how long was she gone? Because the whole bunker literally falls apart while she's gone.
No phone access. It was like she went deep.
Yes. So when they kept on mentioning Alex, what did you think Alex was?
I thought it was like a superhuman person, maybe. Like I thought it was like a genius, kind of like Professor X from
Interesting.
Professor X from X-Men, like maybe someone that's so smart, they're giving all the ideas for how to keep the bunker alive and like how to solve certain diseases. Because remember, her child died from like a rare disease. Like it felt like some really superhuman person. That's what I thought.
Yeah,
I did not think it was going to be AI.
I knew it was I was like, I don't think Alex is a person. I thought Alex was going to be some kind of entity. AI crossed my mind. I was like, I think Alex is like a machine, like a powerful machine.
Interesting.
So I was like kind of on the right track. I was like, I don't think they would be like safeguarding like one person. But they have a whole team working on Alex. So I'm like, where are they staying? I guess she has a whole other compound down there with like supplies and everything, which I just thought was crazy. I'm like, how is she keeping all this a secret? No one knows about this. And I'm so curious. So Sinatra, when she meets Link, she hears his first name is Dylan and she's like, when's your birthday? When's your birthday? And right, Link knows about Alex. How is that her son? I didn't understand this. I'm like, but her son died. Someone brought him back to life. Like, I don't understand how Link is her son. This is my big question mark about this season. I'm like, how is this possible?
And I think maybe that's not her son, but they just have a lot of similarities. And so for her, it felt like, wow, I can finally be at peace. Like, okay, this guy seems like my son, but it's not realistic for that to be her son, unless it's like, soap opera. Oh, the kid never died. He was, just taken away from you because he was a genius. Like, unless something like that happened, that they maybe unpack next season. But I thought it was, after talking to some friends, more symbolic because she had so much trauma rooted in the death of her son. And she met someone that kind of looked like him, had the same birthday, same name, which when you think about it, billions of people in the world, plausible. There's also Shelby, born on August 12th. Like there's a Dylan born whatever that day. So it's not crazy to think that. So as I reflect more on it, I think it was symbolic and finally let her be like, huh, Dylan's okay. Everything's okay.
She was okay. Because I was like...
Because it's not really plausible to think that that was her son. For real.
Right. But the show, like the way she was talking, I was like,
I think she
how is that her kid?
Yes. She tells her husband, like, I just think Dylan's okay when she comes home. And he's like, yeah, okay. And then they like have like a hug and like make out. But like it felt more like for her a way to like work through that trauma.
Okay. Interesting. Because I was like, how I thought her son died. I'm like, maybe part of me was like, they were like, oh, Alex can manipulate time. I was like, did Alex bring her son back to life? Like, this is what I was thinking. Good. And plus, Dylan knew about Alex and worked with Alex's husband, right? He was like his student. So I was also thinking like,
yeah, that was the reveal. Yeah.
What is I'm like, so did her son end up working? Like, I was really trying to figure out this connection and like why. I was like, so that's her son. He worked on Alex. Like, what? That was a little confusing to me. I'm like, what's the point of all this?
I have to hope we dig. I think we'll obviously dig more into Alex next season.
Yes.
Because that seems like the big thing.
Connection was a little confusing. So that was my only kind of big note about the season. I'm like, how is that her son? Is that supposed to be her son? Or it's more of like hypothetical or symbolic? And why is he connected to Alex? I had a lot of questions about that.
But it leads to this big finale where everyone's running around paradise trying to evacuate.
Yes.
But some people are running in. Like Link and his buddies run in because they're trying to, destroy it. Little do they know it's already about to be destroyed.
Yeah, I was trying to think about that.
I don't think they knew. Like, I think they didn't know. And then you had Xavier and Terry running in to get their kids.
Yeah.
And they find their son first, and then he is trying to find his daughter, and then he goes to the home base and sees Sinatra and begs for her help, but also have a tense moment. And then she looks and realizes, oh my gosh, our daughters are together. So then they go rescue them with the help of Link and his buddies. And then Cal Bradford and the Black Secret Service agent almost die, but he goes back to help her, even though they have tension because she was dating his dad. Like, there was just so much. He was like,
you were just a side piece. I was like, oh my god,
the energy he had for her was a lot.
Brutal. I mean, fair. Like, that's like in your head, that's like your dad's mistress. So I can understand why he was coming in hot. Yeah. I was like, oh my gosh, that is brutal.
But she literally saved him multiple times.
Yeah.
And so he eventually realized, like, nah, like, we're cool. So I thought that was a good moment. We also have Sarah Shahi killing Jane.
I mean, Jane, why was Jane trying to kill her? First of all, Jane was literally about to go and shoot her up. I was like, Jane.
Because, again, a weird relationship with Sinatra. The therapist didn't like Sinatra and was coming for her and vocally said it, which I thought was stupid. I'm like, you're really bold thinking that
you could threaten Jane
and Sinatra. Like, I mean, somehow she does at the end, I guess. But I think Jane was like, I gotta protect my boss, my mom figure. Like, I need to protect her. Bizarre. And that's all it was. I think emotions started to get involved because Jane didn't need to kill her.
No,
she wanted
Jane didn't need to kill her.
Yeah. And it led to her demise. Even though, I'm sorry, a Secret Service agent assassin's gonna get killed by a therapist. That it was hard for me to believe. But sometimes when emotion clouds your judgment, you don't make the best decisions. Like, and she thought she could just walk into her apartment.
The therapist know that Jane was gonna come that second? That felt a little...
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, her being able to kill Jane just did feel a little... Like, she was paranoid. She knew. It's like she was...
Maybe she was purposely trying to bait Jane?
I think she was. That's what I was about to say. It was like she was, like, challenging her. Because she knew...
Yeah.
But she knew, like, Jane had to go. She was like, Jane killed Billy. Jane killed the president. Like, she was like, Jane's dangerous.
Yeah, and we get an episode about Jane's background.
Yeah.
So... And that was so strange. Remember, there was this worker got a message being like, this child on this day is going to be a killer. You have to send this message and stop her. What was that?
I don't know.
That was so weird.
More context about that.
Like, what was that supposed to be? Was that supposed to be Sinatra? Like, I just didn't understand that whole thing.
Oh no,
who was this
I don't
person?
think that
was
was
it
Sinatra.
Alex? Was it AI? Like, what?
I'm believing some of these question marks will hopefully be answered next season.
I hope so, because I thought that was like,
because I agree,
so out of left field,
that, like, don't make sense.
Like, what? Who was that guy? Why did he get a message? Why was that? Like, why that message? It just felt very strange. And was it like a spell? Was it a prophecy? Like, I just...
self-fulfilling prophecy, maybe, because then Jane's mom treats her like she's going to be a villain. And then, you know, she...
so strange.
Acts that way. I will say, I think it was their way to try to humanize and empathize with Jane, but it didn't really work for me.
No. Her mom treated her bad. I'm like, okay, a lot of people...
and then she's
moms that treat them
trying to become like an agent and is obsessed with her teacher that sort of like treats her like a mom and helps her.
She clearly has mommy issues.
To the point where like the teacher has a competitor that gets a job that she wanted, and then Jane kills that person.
That was really crazy.
so her teacher can get the job.
She was like, oh, will you get promoted now? And then Sterling K. Brown's wife in real life was like,
Great guest starring part, by the way. That was good.
When she came on screen, I was like, wait, hold on a minute. I know. I was like, I know her. Yeah, that was cool. And they've been doing a lot of press together. Did you listen to their interview with Michelle Obama?
No.
I haven't either. But I saw that they were on the IMO podcast.
So behind on my other podcast because I recently discovered Good Hang with Amy Poehler and I'm obsessed. So I'm working my way through that.
Yes. So but yeah, they've been doing a lot of press together. But yeah, that was an interesting episode. It did not humanize Jane. It honestly made me more confused. I'm like, what was this prophecy that was spoken over her?
And more like, oh, she's just who she is. Like, I don't know. Yeah, like she's been this way. She killed someone for a mother figure and now she's doing that for Sinatra.
Yeah. So I thought that was interesting. So yeah, Jane dies.
The only thing is, at the end of the finale, they show different things in the, like how people are leaving the bunker, right? And they show the shower where Jane was killed and it was empty. I thought, oh, does that mean Jane is still alive? I talked to some people and they were like, oh no, they probably just cleaned the body. And I'm like, when did the therapist have time to tell people that she killed Jane? Like, I don't know. I think Jane could still be alive.
That's a good... I would not be surprised if Jane's still alive. Because Jane's insane.
Like,
so I could see her...
I know it really looked like she was dead, but why else would they show the empty shower?
Wait, I saw the shower, but I didn't realize it was empty.
Yes, I'm pretty sure.
Because there was a lot of steam. So I didn't clock that. I was like, oh, they were showing Jane dead in the shower.
Yes, I'm literally about to Google, is Jane alive in paradise? Yes, it's heavily debated and ambiguous.
Interesting. I mean, it would be good. The finale
showed her body missing from the scene. I'm telling you, I feel like she escaped.
Oh my gosh, Jane. I high key don't want to see more of her, but she's good for the show. So. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if she's still alive. No, not at all. Not at all. Yes. So then this was so crazy. So Sterling and Sinatra have a heart-to-heart. She realizes that Xavier is
the X.
That's
the
X
key
on
to
the
controlling Alex.
Alex card.
Question marks. But okay. Okay.
So after they save their daughters from that elevator, another great Sterling moment. To put Sterling in every action movie. He needs to be an action movie lead.
Action hero we need.
He jumps into the elevator. And this is another great scene where you see all the people come together. You see Link and his boys. Like,
love that.
They save the two girls. They help Sterling save them. And that was a really great moment. And then they're like running out of the bunker. Sterling's like, everybody leave, get out. And then Sinatra sacrifices herself. She's like, someone has to stay down with the bunker to shut the doors. Because once it blows up, all the nuclear waves are gonna, shoot out of the bunker. So she's like, I'm gonna stay because Alex predicted her death. And I was just like, when that scientist was like, Alex says you're gonna die today. I was like, what? Who is Alex? And then I loved this moment. You see Sterling just running.
And literally just gets out of the bunker. And then his family is far away. And they're like, I wonder if he's going to get out. And then Sinatra's husband and daughter are like, where's our mom? And you didn't know who was going to get out. We obviously knew.
Yes.
But I honestly, they did redeem Sinatra for me. And I already told you I liked her. She's a baddie.
Arc. Like, she had a good arc.
I love seeing such a powerful woman. And I was sad. I'm like, what is this show going to be without Sinatra?
Yeah, she's a very good, central,
powerful character.
Yes.
And for her, again, I think thinking she saw Dylan, she was like, okay, I'm fine. Like, and I created this mess. I'm now fixing the mess. I know my son's okay. I'm gonna be reunited with him.
I'm saving the bunker. I'm
saving the bunker.
Myself.
Like, I think she finally was like, huh. Like, everything I've been trying to do, I'm good. And so I think she felt like I'm okay to go.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Xavier's reunited with his family. Link is reunited with Annie's baby, and they named the baby Annie, which I also predicted. I was like, they're going to name the baby Annie.
Cal Bradford's son is back with Xavier's son, and they have a passionate kiss.
Xavier's daughter, yeah.
Oh, Xavier's daughter. Sarah Shahi, the therapist, meets Terry, and there's a little tension. I don't want to say tension, but it's like...
I mean, Xavier, didn't they had a little thing for season 1?
Yes,
yeah, they did. They did.
You could tell Sarah Shahi was so excited to see him. And then he was like, this is my wife, Terry. And she was like, oh.
Yeah.
So that'll be something they'll probably unpack. But I thought season 2 was great. It was definitely, I think, maybe more ambitious than season 1.
Yeah,
it was balancing a lot of storylines that, to be honest, the Alex AI stuff, don't fully understand it, but I'm assuming we will next season.
Yeah, they just were introducing it to us. In a little taste.
So I believe they can handle it. My only thing is I don't really care about AI. I'm like, I've seen enough AI villains.
I know.
I've seen enough AI storylines.
It feels a little overdone.
Like, I personally don't want an AI main storyline, but it is what it is. That's what we're getting.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. I was like, another evil AI thing. It felt a little on the nose. It feels a little overdone and played out. I was literally thinking about the entity, the Mission Impossible.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I literally feel like I've seen enough AI villains.
I know, and I feel like AI is taking over our normal lives. I'm like, keep it out of my TV.
Please. So that'll be interesting.
Yeah,
because I do think that this show, it did kill off characters in the first season too, but I do think killing off Sinatra is a big one, and potentially Jane, even though I think she's alive. Those are 2 big ones. Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what new characters they bring on and just how the show evolves with missing some big people.
Yes. What are you excited for season 3? Has it been renewed yet?
Yeah, it's already filming.
Oh, good. Okay.
I assumed. Got a notification about casting to be an extra. And of course, I don't have the time because I have a full-time job. But they were looking for churchgoers, whatever that means. Maybe that's a spoiler.
You should sign up.
Yeah, you should.
Wow. Well, what are you excited about for season 3?
Honestly, just how they continue to surprise me and evolve. The fact that they had so many solo episodes, the fact that we had Shailene Woodley and the mailman. It was just so much going on. I know that they'll deliver on surprising me. Yeah. And shocking me and thrilling me. So I'm just excited to continue to see that. And, more of Sterling running.
I know. Give me more of him just doing anything. I love it.
Of his daughter and Cal Bradford interacting. I thought they were great.
Yeah.
And I do think Link's really cute. So I'm like, okay, Link, what's going on? I looked him up. Apparently he's a Disney star.
What's his name?
Link Paradise. Because once he shaved the beard, I was like, who is this? Thomas Doherty? I did not know who he was.
I've never heard of him.
But he was in Tell Me Lies. and he also was in the Descendants
watched
movies. Have you seen those?
The Descendants movies? No, I have
with
not.
Sophia
seen
Carson and Dove
movie.
Cameron.
Wait, what's his name?
Thomas
Doherty.
Doherty, and he was in the Gossip Girl reboot, Tell Me Lies. So basically, all things I've not seen.
Yeah,
things that I guess obviously
people,
people have seen, like younger than me, and so I've missed the wave of all his stuff because I haven't. But I looked him up. He has like 3.8 million followers on Instagram. Like,
oh my gosh, that's crazy.
I'm like, I never heard of this guy.
I've never heard of him.
He has been working. I think Tell Me Lies and Descendants and that Gossip Girl reboot. I mean, people know you from those things. I just haven't seen any of that. But he's had a good career.
I remember I watched a couple episodes of Tell Me Lies. I can't remember any of the stars from it. But I mean, Descendants is like one of the biggest Disney movies of the past several years. So it makes sense why he's really popular.
It's that generation's High School Musical.
Yeah. So interesting. Okay. I mean, he's super cute. He's 31. Okay.
Really? And he's Scottish.
Oh, he has an accent. I would not.
Yes.
You know how some people look British? He doesn't have that British look. No.
So I'm surprised.
So that's surprising. What I'm excited about for season 2 is seeing the family back together. Finally.
Oh my gosh.
Terry and Xavier and their kids are back. Like, I love seeing Xavier and Terry together. We also got their backstory as a couple this season. We got so much stuff this season.
Oh my gosh. Yes. She was like they were both in the hospital.
Yeah.
And she was like blinded and like he was taking care of her.
Yeah, that was just so sweet. So I loved getting more background on them, and I'm excited to see them together.
Yes.
I'm so happy the family's reunited. So that's what I'm most excited to see. And also, where are they going to live? Like, there's no bunker. So I'm
that's what is so ironic.
What's going to happen? Like, where is this, all these thousands of people, where are they going to go? Where are they going to go? So maybe they'll start their own commune or community somewhere. So I'm curious what, their living situation is going to look like.
I'm with you.
Yeah. So Shelby, is Paradise season 2 a wait or a watch? And is it better than season 1?
It's a watch. I don't think it's better than season 1 just because did feel like a few loose ends or a few things that weren't fully fleshed out. Like almost too many cooks in the kitchen. But I still enjoyed it. I still think most of it came together and I had a good time. Like I told you, I had started the pit and then I was like, people were talking about Paradise and I was like, okay, let me start. And I was like, oh, Paradise season 2 hooked me. That was an easier binge in the pit, to be honest.
Fair.
So and it's only 8 episodes. I'm like, dang. So I think it's a watch, just not better than season 1. Do you agree?
No, I am with you. It was great television. I enjoyed it. Seeing Terry and Xavier interact made me want to cry every time. Like seriously, seeing them reunite, I was like, oh my gosh,
good.
Terry.
It was really good.
Terry's back. And I love how he says Terry. He's like, Terry. I love how he says her name. So I'm just excited they reunited. We're back. Terry. And
that's funny.
So it's absolutely a watch. But I agree. Season 1, just no notes. Season 1 was amazing. Season 2 was still great, but yes, a couple question marks. How did they get to Colorado so fast?
Yeah, that's the biggest one.
But still, I enjoyed the season a lot.
Yeah. No, it was good.
Okay, well, if you enjoyed this episode of Sisters Who Watch, please make sure you're giving us 5 stars. 5 stars wherever you listen, rate, download, subscribe. We really appreciate your support. Follow us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and on our social medias at Sisters Who Watch. And you can go to our website and buy our merch too, sisterswhowatch.com.
Yes, and we really want to hear from you, so comment, DM, email us, all the things, because we really appreciate y'all so much.
Yes,
for the support.
Let us know what you think of the episode. Bye.
Stay watching.
Stay watching.